Hey guys, it's your girl Risa coming to you with a cooking video today. Now, for those of you that may be concerned or might be, have cooked for a long time, or you feel like, however, I'm not going to say this is a cooking tutorial. This is a demonstration of what I do in my kitchen. Okay, so I don't want nobody to have to get themselves all upset and go ahead and tell me how to do things in my kitchen, because you are you and I am me. Now, suggestions are always welcome if I ask. Okay, now your tongue palate is not my tongue palate. Okay, some of you may like some things that I don't like, so be courteous in the things that you say, meaning don't tell me I shouldn't have used this or I should have used that, because you are you and I am me. I would never come to your house or to your channel and tell you you used the wrong kind of seasoning unless you ask a question. Is there anything else that I can use? Well, I use such and such when I did this. If you would like, try it. So now that we got that clip, hey sugar, coming to you guys with we having green beans, and as some people say, it's stew beef or beef stew, however you say it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I have. It's in my can I have some water, please? So I have my pack of stew beef or beef stew, and I was gonna use this in this cooker that I have, but I don't think it's gonna be big enough because of everything that I want to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the stove. So I got my stew beef. This is almost 5 pounds. I've got some carrots, the little baby carrots. I've got a big can of green beans that the juice have been drained off and they have been rinsed. I have 3 big potatoes, but once I cut them up, if I want to put more, I can. So this would be like 2, 4, 6 small potatoes. I have 2, I say palm-sized onions, because sometimes you can say small. Some people will consider this to be small. You never know. This could even be a large onion, depending on where you get them from. So I have 2 palm-sized onions, okay? I will consider this to be a medium-sized onion, because I have seen some that are a lot larger. And these are Vidalia sweet onions. I have 1 bell pepper. I have a stalk of celery. I have some table salt, which is the iodized salt. I have some black pepper. I have some beef base. I have some onion powder. And I have some chicken bouillon. And I am going to use water. When I add the water, I will let you know how many, because I have not pre-measured this. I just add according to what I see eyeballing. And once it comes to a boil, then I would taste my liquid and see what I need to add. That's just how I do, okay? You also can eliminate some of the seasonings if you want and just use salt and pepper, and a little onion powder, or just salt and pepper. You can even use a Lipton, now it doesn't have to be Lipton, but a soup mix, an onion soup mix, or, a can of some type of cream of mushroom, cream of celery, all of that kind of stuff. You can add those things if you like, because it is your creation. Okay, so I got my rice already going, so let's go ahead and get this started. I am going to exit the video, and I'm going to wash my meat, and I will be right back. Okay, so we're back. I'm using my big girls today. They're the only ones can handle this job in my house. Bertha and Brenda. I'm gonna slide y'all back some. They're the other set of Wonder Twins. They're the kitchen twins. They're not identical, okay? But anyway, so in my pot I have some water, and I'm going to boil my smoked neck bones. So I'm gonna put those in there. And here I'm getting ready to put some vegetable oil in the bottom. It's about 3 tablespoons. Here's my meat. And I'm going to show you guys what I am going to season it with. So I'm going to turn my pan down a little bit because I don't want it to cook or heat up too fast. So we got some, and here's all my meat. We got some onion powder. I like to be generous with the onion powder. I think we all have a special spice in our kitchen, and onion powder is one of mine. So that's 1, 2 big heaping spoonfuls. I can't even call it a tablespoon because I know that's more than a tablespoon. That's like a tablespoon and a half. So that's 3, okay? We're gonna do chicken base. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon. Just sprinkle it in. A little bit of salt. Make sure it didn't fall in there. So I'm gonna try this because I eyeball my salt. So I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon and see once I sprinkle that how it looks. Okay, that seems like more than enough. All right, okay. Now I am going to add, and I did not mention this in the beginning, but I thought I would try it because I love the flavor that it gives. I'm going to use my oxtail seasoning. You can purchase this off of Amazon. I was not asked to do this, but this is one of the seasons that I like. Okay. Oh, the smell of it, y'all. Ooh, I might sneeze in a minute. So you sprinkle as much as this. Once you use it or you smell it, or you know, hold on. Excuse me. Some people like to even taste their seasonings. You could taste this and see how much salt is in it. But because I'm used to using it, I don't do that. Okay. So we got that. And now as far as black pepper, I am going to just sprinkle a little bit. A teaspoon. The beef base will be added once the meat has boiled for a while. Okay. All right, so gonna stir this up. And while this is browning, I am going to be cutting up my vegetables. And I'm trying to get my other pot to come to a boil so I can, you know, let my smoked meat cook for about 45 minutes to an hour to bring out all the juice that's in it. Okay. Now once I get this in here, if I need some more seasoning, I'm going to add some seasoning. Let me find my tongs. Turn my fire back up, because what I don't want, or what you don't want to do is, anytime you browning something, you don't want your temperature to drop too fast, because it's basically going to start to boil your meat. And the reason why I brown is because I want to get a little bit of crust or caramelization on the outside of that meat. Just a little, like a skin to form, you know. Okay. So I'm just going to grab a scoop and we're going to work it in there. Spread it around. You don't want to crowd your pan. So try to put them in a single layer if possible. And if you can't, then you just basically just keep stirring it up to make sure that all that meat be able to lay on the bottom of that pan. Okay? Okay? So I'm going to let this cook. And when I'm ready to add my second batch, I'll come back. Okay, I got all my meat in, and just gonna make sure I keep stirring it around. So that all that meat will be able to get a crust on it. And let that sit for a minute before I stir it again. So now I am going to cut up my veggies and my taters. Now I know some people use a potato peeler, you know, whatever is comfortable using when it comes down to peeling. Because we're not all experts at, you know, or careful, especially if you're new in the kitchen and you're not used to using a knife. Get you something, get you a potato peeler so you can keep your hands safe until you're comfortable using a knife. So I'm going to use a bowl for my garbage bowl. Just to peel my taters. And then I'm going to submerge these in water to keep them from turning brown. But I want to go ahead and get this done so I don't have to do it. Once my meat gets to a certain stage, I will add my onion and bell pepper first. And the last 20 minutes of me cooking the beef stew, once it's almost done, is when I will add my potatoes and my carrots, because it don't take them long to cook. Okay, so that meat is coming along, and as you can see, you can hear that the fizz is going down, the snap, crackle, and the pop, because there's more meat in the pan. Get these potatoes all peeled up. My experience today in BJ's was okay. They're supposed to be, I guess, renovating. They have a new setup as to where they place everything. They did have a lot of items. They didn't have a wide variety of items that it's not one place like that has everything that I'm looking for in a big box place. I haven't found it yet. Now there's a restaurant depot that they have that I have to have a business license to get in, so that's why I haven't been able to go there. So they might have what I'm looking for, but I'm trying to find like a one-stop place for the majority of the things that I get. So say for instance, things that I get from Costco, like their buy on paper towels and toilet paper. I know that is exclusive to Costco, so I can't get that anywhere else unless I buy it off of Amazon, and it's going to be extremely high. But like the big box of chips, and be able to get fruit at a good value like I do at Sam's, and pick up the aluminum pans that I get. I love the ones that Costco have better than I do Sam's. So there's like certain things each store has that I really like. Now with BJ's, there was nothing that I really like. Like, okay, I just got to get this. Well, I'm telling a lie. What I saw that I did not pick up was they had a big box of trash bags, 45-gallon trash bags with 100 bags, and I think it was $20. I didn't need any right now. So I said, once we start to get low, I know that that's someplace that I can go, and that's possibly all I would get, unless they had something that they were running on special or something like that. So we will have to see. Now with BJ's, they said, they asked me did I coupon, and not really, because the things that I would love to get a deal on, I don't usually find coupons for too often. It's outside of laundry detergent. So, and some things that I get, they just already at a good price. You know, I'm not one that operate like that. So, I would love to be able to coupon, but I'm just not into just getting anything because I can get a deal on it. You know, I know I could always use it down the line, but I don't want to spend money that way. Wait until I be able to use it down the line. Everything that I get, I absolutely need it now. Unless I have extra money outside of my grocery money that I can spare, I say $100 to $200, then yeah, I may try it. So yeah, got that coming along. Got all my potatoes peeled up. Let me get the skin off these onions. But then, yeah, they had stuff like, I just couldn't believe. I was like, and Galen was like, oh, they had. Now, see, let me tell y'all the difference between Galen and myself. If it's something Galen like, he don't care how much it costs. He's going to get it. You know, if it's something that he really, really wants, and he has the money to buy it, he's going to get it. I'm the opposite of some things, you know. Like, even if I have the money, it took me the longest before I paid $100 for a pair of tennis shoes for myself. I did it one time and one time only. And that's, you know, I'm just like, because I really, really wanted those shoes, and I was like, shoot, go ahead and splurge on yourself. Go ahead and do it. And I did it, you know. But it's not often that I do that. I can't call myself dirt cheap, but I like to, stuff have to make sense to me. It might not make sense to everybody else, but it have to make sense to me. That's why, you know, especially with my kids, I like to try to, you know, let them know, hey, start with the clearance rack first before you start getting stuff when it comes down to clothes, unless you just feel like you just got to have it. But see what you can get for the price you get ready to pay for 1 or 2 items. If you can get 3 or 4 items and still look good for the price you get ready to pay for that one thing, I say go for it. You just won't have somebody's name cross your behind. But hey, you'll have more than one outfit. That's just the way I look at it. I'm going to soak these in water and drain it. Rinse them off, you know, before I put them in my pot. But I want to soak them in water. So I got instructions by Biscuit today to make sure I put plenty of carrots in it. Sit you over here. Coming along very nicely, very nicely. Okay. Potatoes in the water. Cut my celery. Put that over here. And rinse this off so I can get my onion cut up. Now that my meat is really, really cooking and browning, I'm going to go ahead and add my onion. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all what that look like. Okay, so here's my meat. And as you can see, it's coming along nice. There's some bits on the bottom. We're going to get those once we start to add our liquid. And we'll make sure we get all of that goodness off the bottom of that pan. Do y'all hear me? Alright. So we're going to go ahead and throw these onions over in here. That's one onion that I added from at this point. One palm size or one medium onion, according to how much onion you like or what type of onion you like. I don't like really strong flavored onion, bitter onion. I like that sweetness to come out in it. have my smoked meat on. And okay, so while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my bell pepper. We're gonna add that. That's half of that bell pepper. Here's the other half. Shake my seeds out. Okay. So my rice is done. So now I'm gonna turn it down some, and I'm gonna taste. Find me a little small piece of meat that may be almost done, like this. Okay. That's got some good flavor. I think I want to add a little more of this. Yeah. And I think I'm going to add, so that'll be maybe 3 tablespoons of this. Let me see. Woo, got me. Excuse me. My nose is so sensitive when it comes to seasonings. A little seasoned salt. Let's see. A little meat seasoning, about a teaspoon. You add whatever's in your kitchen. After I tasted my meat, this is what I'm just gonna go ahead and add. Let's see. All right, so that's cooking. Let's stir this up. Now it is time for my celery pieces to go in. I'm gonna chop these up. I want these real big. You don't even have to add celery if you don't want to. You're just adding a little bit. Okay, got that done. Okay. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon of beef base. Okay. And that is pretty strong. You don't need a whole lot of that. And I'm going to start off with 4, maybe 8 cups of water. This is 4 cups. We're going to turn that back up, let it come to temperature. And I have 4 more cups. I'm not going to pour it in here right now. I'm going to let that come to a boil and let all my seasonings and everything come together. And as it cook down a little bit, then I will add some more water. Okay? And that is how I get that really intense flavor of everything that I put in it. Everything is going to come together. You want to reduce it. Okay? I mean reduce it. That's going to cook down and it's going to get all ooey gooey and ooh. Child, yes. Stir this beef base around in here. And making sure you scrape that bottom. Get those bits off the bottom. Now I usually would do this with flour, but because my husband don't like thick gravy, we're just gonna use the water to get this all together. Okay. And that water is turning nice and brown. Can y'all see that? It's from the bits on the bottom and it's from the color of the beef base. Yes. Gonna take a bath. Come on back. Come on back. Okay. So everything is in there. My meat is not totally covered. Okay. You can still see some meat peeking out from in there, and that's what I want. Because when it cook down, I want it to be halfway at the meat. That way, when I add some more water, it's gonna give me more liquid like I want. Because I can't stand to have a beef stew and don't have a lot of juice to put on my rice. Okay, so yeah, that's just me, y'all. Some people might not be like that. Y'all might want a little more of your meat showing. I like meat, but I also like to have that rich gravy that sticks to my ribs. Okay, stick to you. Look at that, just boiling. They're taking a good bath. Look at that. So I'm gonna turn it down because it has come to a boil, and we're gonna let this simmer. I'm gonna come back and check on it in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, thank y'all. Hold on, we'll be back. Okay, so I'm at this point now. My meat has cooked for a while, and as you can see, the water is cloudy. Now I am going to add my green beans. And these are canned green beans that I drained the liquid off of and rinsed them off. Okay. I'll get all of these in here. Okay. Got that. Get them down in there. Put a piece, I like to rotate my meat that has been cooking for a while on top. So now, my seasonings for my green beans, as you guys know, is seasoned salt. Just a little bit of seasoned salt because this smoked meat already has salt. Okay, just a little bit. Not even a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. And I like to add a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. Just a pinch. Okay? Because for one, I'm using low sodium seasoned salt. Yes, they do sell low sodium seasoned salt. Okay? Wait. And I have some vegetable oil that I took off of my chicken. That's about 2 tablespoons. And I add a little bit of complete, not complete seasoning. Get ready to tell a whole tale. A little bit of cayenne pepper. I am going to add some of my an accent. I don't always add accent, but I'm gonna do it today. Just a little bit. Y'all know, if you don't use accent, okay, make this recipe, if you decide to try it, the way you like it. So this is gonna simmer. Let it, I got it on high, for it to come back to a boil. Now we're gonna go on to our beef. And here is our beef. I want you to be able to see it. So it has cooked down some, and I have already added my 4 cups of water. So my second 4 cups of water, that's just extra just in case I need it. So now I'm going to add my onions and my carrots. Okay. So remember, I had 2 onions that I put in here. My onions and my carrots. And I'm going to add some of my potatoes. I like big chunks. This right here could be a 1-pot meal. You don't even need rice for this because you have the potatoes. Well, let's add all the potatoes, because we like potatoes. I'm going to add, let me see, 4 more pieces. And I have a few left that I'm going to add to my green beans. That's 3, 6, 8. Okay, so both of my dishes have potatoes in it. Now, some of my kids love, especially Ashley, she is gonna come by. She loves green beans. Okay, she loves green beans, and she could just eat green beans and rice. Even if I put potatoes and carrots in it, she'll still put it on top of rice. That's just the way she like it. I can eat just this pot of green beans, smoked neck bones, and potatoes. I want to put carrots in here, but I don't want to overdo the carrot situation today. So it gives it so much flavor. Ooh. And so with this, we're going to go ahead, stir this up. Now, because I've added these big chunks of potatoes and the carrots, I am going to add just a little bit more water, just to bring it almost to the top, which was actually 4 more cups. So as you can see, my food is not completely covered, but I'm going to let this cook, and then it's going to reduce down to half. Now I'm going to let this come to a boil, and I'm going to taste my juice again, because I have added actually 8 more cups of water. So while I was off camera, I added my first 4 cups when I was on camera. While I was off, I added my other 4, and then I just added 4 more. Okay, so there we go with that. So we're gonna let this come back to a boil, and then I will taste my juice and see if I need to add any salt, because anytime you have salt in something and you add more water, it can dilute your salt content. Even though you have all of your other seasonings, you need something that is going to bring up the flavor. You can't add too many seasonings that don't have that awakening like salt does. Some seasonings will have salt included. Some seasonings may be strong enough that you don't need salt. Well, I haven't run into one yet. And even they have salt substitutes. I haven't tried them. I've tried Mrs. Dash, but I don't like Mrs. Dash and everything. So I'm gonna let this cook. It is now 3:58 p.m. So by 4:30, I'm gonna be checking it again, keeping an eye on it, make sure my water does not evaporate, and I'll be back, y'all. Cornbread and my brownies are in the oven. Rice is already done. And after this, it's just clean up, and then we eat. Be back. Okay, so I have added another 2 cups of water, and I added a little more oxtail seasoning. I added a tablespoon, and now I'm going to add some mushrooms. Galen say he wanted mushrooms. We're gonna give baby mushrooms. It's my first time adding mushrooms to my beef stew. So we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna let that cook. I may add a little bit more water, because I know that's getting ready to swell up. Yeah. So this is a new version of my beef stew. Corey got his little pot of greens. I always save my baby some greens. All he wants is the juice off of it. And so the green beans coming along. See how that juice is? Look at that juice. Ooh. Look at that juice. That's what you want. Look at that. Look at that. That's all that flavor. It's the flavor. So about a few more minutes, we're going to turn these all the way down and just let them simmer. I'll be back when we finish lunch. Okay, you guys, so my food is done, and I am getting ready to fix Galen's plate.
You always ask somebody what they cook. You be at everybody's house.
Y'all hear El Grito in the background?
Just for one time.
Yeah, El Grito is in the background. So I'm getting ready. I told you what I was
greeted right along with you, baby. I'm ready to get in there. You're supposed to be greeted.
She look at her. She need to sit down somewhere wobbling. So we got some rice. So how we gonna do this rice thing? Okay. Hold on, let me do what I'm doing, okay? This is my creation. They playing with Sugarfoot,
Excuse
y'all.
the baby kids in the background.
Okay, so I got my rice, got a little well in the middle. Now I added mushrooms, carrots, and potatoes to the beef stew. So we're gonna go ahead and put that.
No, now you wait.
Not too many carrots. I know he don't like too many carrots. Get some more of that meat.
Plenty of mushrooms.
Plenty of the shrooms.
Feel like a foot sticking out. Right there. Real good girl, yeah. Feel like a foot.
Okay.
Like he's like this. Ooh.
Get some more of these shrooms. Ooh, they piled up over here. There we
You might
go.
be sliding at you and you don't know it. Push it down.
Okay, so we got that.
He getting ready.
Okay. Now we're gonna add some juice.
Oh, what to say?
Look at that rich color.
That's how you check people's head first.
I want to get this in there.
And he wants some green beans. Can I have, oh, I used the wrong spoon. Give me a spoon out the drawer. So there we go.
Just a spoonful, that's all.
I know I put a lot of food on this plate.
You hear that foolishness?
And so there we go.
Darian said men can handle pregnancy better than women. Boy, Brian,
You know he live in the world of Never Never Land.
She wish men could get pregnant.
I wish they could too. I would love to.